Oh, okay, and we're back. So, I did the stream a few minutes ago, but it was crap because my screen resolution was not the right quality for YouTube, apparently. So, it was barking at me. But we're back, and we're gonna learn some Go this evening. Um, so, the way I did this in the first episode was pretty chill, and honestly, it was kind of fun just because there wasn't really any pressure to like have a set agenda for what I was doing. I was just kind of running with it. And over the last week since I started learning Go, I kind of ran with it a little bit. I didn't just stick to like very basic tutorials like I probably normally would have. I kind of said, you know what, the best way for me to figure this out is if I learn. And that's kind of the way I've approached it. So, what I did was I actually built a mortgage calculator because I'm going to purchase a home hopefully soon. And I want to get an idea of, hey, if I'm looking at this um, house price, right, what is my monthly mortgage payments going to be? Can I afford that? Um, or do I need to try to work a lot harder to make some more money or something, or find a side hustle or whatnot? But I figured, you know what? Let's build it. So it's actually pretty neat. So I'll show you what I did. So if we run go run mortgage calculator.go and we enter in the house price, so let's say $500,000 is the house, even though that is like seems like it's hard to find in New England nowadays, especially in like the more built up areas like the Boston area. That is like unheard of for a $500,000 home. But let's say you want an FHA loan, which is a first time home buyers association loan, meaning that you only have to put 3.5% down. However, there is additional MIP that you pay on top of that, which is a mortgage insurance premium. So that is actually 1.75% upfront, and then there's an annual tax on top of that. That's all kind of boring stuff, but it's stuff I had to know while building this calculator. And I think that's the best part about learning to program, regardless of the language that you're learning, is that you get to solve a problem from the beginning, right? I said I wanted to build a mortgage calculator. At the end of the day, Go, Python, Java, Rust, whatever you're learning, it's just a tool to be able to solve a problem. You have to understand the problem you're actually trying to solve. And I didn't really know anything about mortgages or loans or down payments. I really didn't know much about buying a house, but I learned through the process of building this calculator, which was sweet because now I have an idea of going into this what I'm really looking for. It's almost like I took myself through a first time home buyers class without even actually attending one. Instead, I just wrote a program that did it for me so I could be more dynamic. Usually, you have to go to some sort of app to be able to do that. I was like, you know what? It'll be a fun exercise to take my Go skills and try to build something sort of tangible and useful, even if it is just in the command line right now. If we wanted to build this as a web app, we'd have to throw like a JavaScript front end, probably use React as the front end to hook up to a Go API that would then do these computations for us. But that's overkill at this point. I just wanted to create something simple. So FHA loan. Let's enter our mortgage rate. Let's say I think the average going mortgage rate right now is like 7.38% for a 30-year fixed. If you did a 15-year fixed, it would be probably you'd probably do you get a better rate on a 15-year fixed? Let's see, average mortgage rate. So yeah, 15-year you're gonna get better, but you're gonna pay more, right? Because you're trying to pay your house off in 15 years versus 30, which is double that. So you're gonna get a lower rate. Like let's say you did do um, a 15-year fixed, you would get something like maybe like a 6.37 on average, right? Depending on your credit score. Or if you're doing a 30-year, you're going to get a little higher, but most people do a 30-year fix. So let's do that. 7.38%. That's horrible, but the economy is not good either. So not shocked by this in the slightest. Property taxes, usually this is an annual thing. You'll see it on Zillow wherever you're purchasing a home. Usually it's like going to be towards the bottom as you scroll down, kind of hidden. But Massachusetts is kind of like closer to $6,000 a year. And then your monthly home insurance, usually that's pretty cheap. It's about like 120 to 150 from what I've been seeing. So let's use the higher end, and then you'll see we'll get our loan amount, right? So our loan amount is going to be $490,000, and I'll tell you how this is calculated momentarily. But the total down payment is $17,500. The reason for that is I purchased a let's say I purchased a $500,000 home. If I do 500,000 times 3.5%, so 500,000 times 0.035, we get 17,500, which is the down payment amount. However, you're going to notice that 500,000 minus 17,500 is not 490,000. So how did we get that number? Well, there is, and that's our total loan, by the way. Down payment on top of the price of the house is your loan amount that the bank gives you. However, with an FHA loan, and you have an MIP, which is a mortgage insurance premium, and you can see in our code that we have a 1.75 upfront MIP rate. So that means whatever you buy, let's say the loan amount is 500,000 minus 17,500 for the down payment, 482,500. Then if we multiply that by our FHA MIP rate, which is 1.75, so we'd go 0.0175. That's $8,443. That's how we get this amount, because it's tagged on to the $82,000 it is. So that's going to be your loan amount now, right? The monthly principal is more what I care about. How much are you bringing in monthly to be able to afford a home? For example, a $500,000 home. And in this case, it would be $4,267.52. This is like a less of a Go tutorial and more of like a home buying tutorial. But anyway, so that would be my monthly. And then we have closing costs involved. So your closing costs, like you pay closing costs regardless, and you can negotiate that with the seller. But also you have realtor commissions. You don't actually pay this. I learned from my father and friends that the seller actually covers the closing costs in terms of the realtor commissions. So when you sell a home, you pay about 5 to 6% in realtor commissions, and that goes to the buying agent and the selling agent. And that is not actually on you. The seller has to kind of eat that. So yeah, this is what I built in Go. And this is what Go allows you to do, right? Any programming language you could really build this in. This isn't special to the language, but I took a little bit of what I learned, such as like structs, error handling. You can see a little bit of that in here. Some like the looping functionality that you get, functions, all that fun stuff, and like even some shortcut notations. So like instead of doing like equal down payment percentage divided by 100, we just do divided equal. So this is pretty cool. So you like calculate a decimal easily in Go. But we're gonna kind of chug along and learn some more about Go. So let's open a new window. Now let's kind of start from where we were last time. And I think where we left off was we were using W3 Schools for a lot of the tutorial stuff we were doing. And I still think that's a pretty solid resource. So let's chug along with that. And we actually, I think, left off on slices and operators. So I think we can continue along with that notion of like, hey, let's keep going. We talked about slices, and we talked about the fact that slices, if you don't understand the length in which you need to store data in. So an array, usually in that case, you have, let's say, 5 items explicitly defined, right? So let's say we have a new Go file, and let's just create a new one. So let's go touch. Let's go mkdir episode 2. And let's cd into that, and let's create one lesson.go under episode 2 here. And then let's just do package main import format func main, and then we'll just do like format print line episode 2 just to kick it off, right? So we'll do go run 1 lesson. Cool, we get our output and we're rolling. So like if we had an array like last time, right, where we define something like my dogs. Let's do var programming languages. And this will be a string array. We're gonna define the amount, so let's go 3 in this case, and then we'll have a curly brackets. And oh, okay, so the string actually, this is Rust, not Rust language, just Rust from not programming for a few days. We have the data type in between, so then we do struct, let's say Python, Go, Ruby, C++. If I could type, oh my god, if I could type, that'd be great. JavaScript. Cool. So we have 3, and you'll see that these are actually highlighted. Why do you think they're highlighted? Because we can only have 3 items. If I change this to 5, you'll see they're no longer highlighted because I know the length of my array. If I don't, then I can use what's called a slice, and this would be more of a slice, right? Because I don't know my length. And you can also infer the length. So if you don't know the length of it, you can do whatever, right? And then we could say print out programming languages. And then we run this. Python, Go, Ruby, C++, JavaScript, right? Now if I did 5 and gave it the number of items in my array, I would also get that output, which is cool. But now if we go into Go slices, which says slices are similar to arrays but more powerful and flexible. Like arrays, slices are used to store multiple values of the same type in a single variable. However, unlike arrays, the length of a slice can grow and shrink as you see fit. So that means you can remove items, like let's say you had a fixed item of 5, and then you got rid of this, right? You'd still get your output, but maybe you want to either grow it past 5. So let's go back and add one more. Let's go Rust, right? Now let's try to run this. Index 5 is out of bounds because we can't have greater than 5 here because we have a fixed limit in terms of what we're doing. But if we have just a slice, we can obviously do whatever we want and have as big or small of an array as we want to. So this is sort of like how the slice name would work. And I should add, you don't actually even have to use var here. So this goes back to variable setting, but you can use sort of this like colon equals notation if you want to, and it's actually infers the type of what this is. So programming languages would actually be a string here. So if we go programming language is of type, and then we do %t, and then we go programming languages. It's of type string, and you'll see that it has this array. Cool. So slices are pretty neat. There are 2 functions that can return the capacity and length of a slice, and I think I got hung up on this because I was like, how does it return the capacity? It's the number of elements the slice can grow or shrink to, and length is the actual length of it at the moment, right? So when we go into our programming languages, the length would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It would be 6. So that's our length. But slices are a little bit different because you can see here, like as a very good example, we have an empty array with no explicit definition of how long it's going to be. We print that out, the length is 0. We print out the cap at 0. We print out the slice, it's just an empty array. Then we say my slice 2 is a string that has 4 elements in it. Let's print the length 4, print the cap 4, and then print out all the items in it, and that's going to give us 4 as well, right? And then you can actually create a slice from an array, which is pretty cool, and I haven't actually seen this. So if you had an array and then you wanted to make it into a slice, you could say my array equals length data type values. My slice is equal to my array start to end. Interesting. 2 to 4. Okay, interesting. So if I said like, so let's say I have a programming languages and I have all these, and then I go, I actually want compiled languages, and then I go, give me, well actually let's make this an array. So let's go 6, and then let's go programming languages equals, or compiled languages equals programming languages, and then I define my slice based on that. So I go, give me 0, like 1 to, say I just do that. And then I do format.println compiled languages. So type of type 6 string. Wait, interesting. So Go and Ruby. Zero, 1, 2. So what if I go 1 to 4? I should go Ruby C++, right? Aha. So you get indexes. Okay, cool. But you still don't have a definition, right? Like your slice can still grow as much as you want because you're not explicitly defining the compiled languages slice. So this can be bigger and bigger. And then you can also use the make function. Also be used to create a slice. So like let's say I wanted to up front say interpreted languages, and then I say equals make, and then I go, my type is of string, my length is 3, my capacity is 10, right? This would be, then if I go format.print line, and then I go length of interpreted languages, and we run it, I get 3. But what if I change this to cap? I should get 10. I do. Cool. So my interpreter languages variable is not even used, but essentially what I did was I used a make function. The example of how to use make int 5, my slice. It's the same deal. It's just another way to declare it. There's nothing fancy. Modify slice. Once again, this is like, I think since this is episode 2, it's not going to be super fun and sexy, and we're not going to do really cool stuff, because once again, I'm really trying to understand all the aspects of this language, which I don't at the moment, transparently. I don't know it at all. I feel like I built this calculator and I scrapped it together, and I'm still kind of like, what did I just do to build this? And I'm proud to say I didn't use ChatGPT for really any of it. I kind of just worked through it and like looked up specific things. Like I was like I would look up like error handling in Go, and I would kind of try to wrap my head around it. But I think now is the time where I can sort of take the time to digest it. Append elements. Oh, okay, so you can append to a slice. Got it. So if I then wanted to, let's say, can I do So I gotta go programming languages equals append, and then I could go, give me another language, .NET. And then if I want to output programming languages, let's just command line out that. Oh, it's because it's not a slice. So let's do this. Compiled languages is now a slice of this, and then we'll go append compiled languages. My slice 2021. I don't get that. Why would I have to do that? I don't think I should have to. I don't know if I get it. Hold up. Int 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. But I'm making... I didn't think I should have to, right? So I can still do it. Hold up, but it's yelling at me. Go Ruby.net. Yeah, so this does work. Okay, it was just barking at me for a second, and it didn't know why. Because I was going to say, what I did in this case was I defined an array, which is a fixed length 6th. Then I used compiled languages to say, give me the 1 to 3rd index, which is go Ruby, in this case, because I only get the 1st and the 2nd. I don't get the 3rd because that's my range. And then I append, or actually I'm creating a slice from my array. Then I am taking my slice, appending .NET to that existing slice. Got it? Oh, okay, so you can append multiple. So let's say like we had interpreted languages. Let's just say this because I feel like let's just say interp languages equals programming languages one, no, 0, 1. Can I do that? 0, 1. No, it's because it's not nested. I can't do that. We'd have to know, right? So essentially, then I could go interpreter languages equal append compiled languages and programming languages. And then I could output my interpreted language expected operand. Oh no. Oh, it's at another one. Java. What did I do different this time around? Do I have to set a range? But what if I say, so you have to use this colon syntax instead of range. You can't just do a specific index. Good to know. Change the length of a slice. You could spend like a whole day on arrays and slices. You could spend an entire episode on this. Change length by reslicing the array. Length, my slice, capacity. Append my slice 1. So they just appended items, and that said they changed the length of it. Nothing really that cool about that. When using slices, Go loads all the underlying elements into the memory. If the array is large and you only need a few elements, it is better to copy those elements using the copy function. The copy function creates a new underlying array with only the required elements for the slice. This will reduce the memory used for the program. So the copy function takes in 2 slices, destination and source, and copies data from source to destination. It returns the number of elements copied. So let me just read it back. When using slices, Go loads all the underlying elements into the memory. If the array is large and you need only a few elements, it is better to copy those elements directly. So I gotta simplify this to make this actually make sense in my head. So we have programming languages, and that is my slice, right? I don't want this to be an array. I want this to just be a slice. And we're actually gonna can some of these. We're gonna JavaScript, Java. Right, so these would be some interpreted languages. Now, I'm referencing needed numbers. These are my needed numbers array. And this is saying, see, the problem is I don't know exactly what this is doing. Numbers give me the length of numbers. -10. What is this doing? Alright, I'm gonna copy this example and run it because I don't actually know what this is doing. And this is the way I kind of learn, so I don't feel bad for it. Format.println needed numbers. One, two, three, four, five. What if I just do numbers length? So if I do the length of numbers, well, no, of course I'm going to get a index out of range, yeah, with length of 15, because I'm trying to get the 15th index, but I don't actually have them, I only have 14. So if I go -1 though, that should work. Yeah, I should get 15. But I'm saying length of numbers -10. I don't even get this. Length of 10. 10. What does this do? All right, ChatGPT. This is what happens when they don't give an explanation, and I've never seen that notation. Is to get a slice of the numbers list excluding the last 10 elements. Oh. But there's not 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy shit. Yeah, that makes sense. 15 minus 10 is 5. Okay. This is like the post-work brain that I have. So we have, okay, so if I did it like this, then I would get everything up to 10. Aha, cool. Okay. Got it. Thank you, ChatGPT. And then we're saying, give us a copy of that. So we're making So we're saying numbers copy equals, and we're making a slice now. So we're saying give us an int copy, and then the capacity is, or the length is the needed numbers. And then we print format.println numbers copy, and then we're going to run this. We just got a bunch of zeros. Okay, but now we need to copy the numbers copy, which is the the source, which is the needed numbers, with the numbers copy. I see what you're doing. Because you're creating a slice with all 0 ints with the length of needed numbers, which is, I believe, what was it, 5 or 10? Yeah, in this case it was 10 because I'm doing -5. If it was -10, you would see that it would be 5 zeros, right? So now that we have a empty slice, what we're doing in here is we are going to copy from the destination to the source. So what we're doing now is we're saying copy numbers, needed numbers, which is the destination, numbers copy is the destination, needed numbers is the destination. But the needed numbers is source, numbers copy is destination. Copy the source into the destination, and then you print that out and you get what you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're learning something new. Okay, so we have slices and arrays down, I think, pretty good. Now let's see if there's any gotchas here, because I'm not going to spend too much time. This is in every language, like FizzBuzz, modulus, incrementing, that's straightforward. It's like this, just 1, 2, 3. So like when you loop, you'll do arithmetic like that. Assignment. Yep, I use that. So like division equals the same as this, right? And I actually use that in my mortgage calculator, which you will see. Where is that pesky line? Right here. So I learned that, which is the same as this. But that's like every language has that sort of thing. So this is not new to Go and unique to Go, but pretty cool nonetheless. Okay, so comparison logical operators equal to or not equal to, logical bitwise. This is the same as every language. Now let's do conditionals. The thing about this is there's nothing unique about the way languages do or handle conditions, so like if statements. It's all the same thing, like nested ifs. This is the same in every language. TLDR, don't write crazy nested if statements. It's a headache and nobody knows what the heck's going on. Make it a function, call a function, return out. Go switch statements. Switch case, it's the same in every language. You're switching on a variable based on the case it matches. So in this case, the day is 4. You do a switch case, which means like if case is 4, it'll print Thursday. You can say it prints Thursday. Multi-case, you can do multiple. You can do that in like every language. So that's pretty neat. Go loops. Same in every language. This is actually more like how you do it in C++ or even JavaScript. Python uses different looping, so you could also use continue, loops. Yeah, nothing really fun here. I was hoping there would be more here, but the looping's not cool. Here we go. To only show the value or the index, you can omit the other output using an underscore. So let's like use a, let's go to our lesson, right? So let's use programming languages again. So we have a slice of programming languages. So let's say for I equals 0, I is greater than, or I is less than or equal to the length of programming languages, and then I plus plus, I think that's how you do it, right? Oh, no, so you do colons, so you actually do colons. I was gonna say, how does it know? You would say, like let's say we want to say, let's like throw a compiled language in here, like Go, right? So we'll say if programming language is I equals Go format dot print line, and then we'll say is compiled, and then we'll run it. Index is out of range. How is this out of range? I plus plus equals go. How? Because we're iterating. What am I missing here? Did I just like mess something up? Let's all right, I'm toast for the night. My brain's toast and I gotta go, but this was fun. We'll do it another time. We'll be around for episode 3. We'll talk more about looping because clearly I can't figure this out right now because my brain is mush and I feel like I'm falling asleep, honestly, so I don't want to continue to bore you. All right, take it easy, everyone.